Hey y'all, and thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel again. If you're here on a Thursday, that means you came to Let's Toast a Thursday. And today I'm just gonna do some water, but that's okay. Let's toast. Now, if you're joining here for the first time, then my name is Keandria Pollard. I go by the name of Kiki. Y'all know why, because people don't never remember the I before the A. But that's okay, y'all just call me Kiki. I am a wedding officiant, experienced wedding chaos coordinator. I'm a wedding planner, and I have a marriage resource center here in the state of Virginia in the city of Richmond. I've been operational since 2015, so I am here to give y'all some tips, some information on planning your wedding. If you are planning your wedding or if you are in the wedding planning business, all of you all are welcome. Please take a moment right now, like, subscribe. Let me know you stop by. Just say, hey Kiki, how you doing? You know, thank you for the information. Whatever the case may be, just say hi, because I'm here and I want to make sure y'all are here. So today we are here to talk about booking vendors, how to book your vendors, when should you book your vendors in the planning process, all that good stuff. So it's a twofold type of situation. So I would say it's a good thing to book your vendors 6 to 9 months in your planning process. That's contingent on you planning your wedding, giving yourself a year to plan your wedding. So the first thing you should do once you plan your wedding, go back to my video I just posted a week or two ago that has the first steps you should do once you get engaged. But just a quick review on that. You should have a conversation with your mate to know what type of event y'all want to have, what are y'all non-negotiables, y'all must-haves, and all that good stuff. So once you have the preliminary stuff down, the first vendor you should book is the venue, you know, because if you don't have a venue, you don't have an event. And the venue you should book as soon as possible, especially if you're having a peak wedding season, which is like October, September, May, April, and some sprinkle of the summer months. You want to book your venue as soon as possible, because again, it's only 52 Saturdays in a year, and when Saturdays are the most popular day for weddings, you want to make sure you book that well in advance. Again, if you are planning your wedding in a year, you want to book that within the first 3 months of your planning process. And right after you book your venue, then that's when you start booking your vendors. Sometime booking your venue, you will have some vendors to come along with the venue, because they may have a decorator on staff or caterers and stuff like that. So you definitely want to give yourself some time to make sure you book your venue as soon as possible, and then you want to start booking your vendors. The reason why I say 6 to 9 months is because sometimes vendors don't want you to book too far in advance. They want to focus on their most recent clients. So if you have a 12-month calendar, then you want to focus more so on your clients that's coming up within the next 3 months or within the next 4 or 5 months. You don't want to focus so much on clients that's coming through a year down the line. So sometimes they wouldn't even allow booking to take place past 6 or 9 months. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But overall, I think it's a good rule of thumb, 6 to 9 months in advance. So right now it's during engagement season. It's in February. So if you are just getting engaged and you say, hey, I still want to have a wedding at the end of the year, it's not too late. It's not too late. Again, I do think that, booking a venue is the first thing you need to grab is booking a venue. But right after you book your venue, if you book your vendors, then I think that that's a good thing. So once you book your vendors, make sure you and your vendors have a contract in place. I can tell you, it's been, several times where a couple will just book vendors just based on them just saying they'll do it, and then when it comes closer to the wedding day, they're reaching out, they can get response, the vendor end up forgetting all about it, all that good stuff, just because they did not get the proper paperwork in place. So I definitely would say you want to make sure they have a contract. It really baffles me. It's such a big day like a wedding. You want to have a contract in place. I'm not going to put my wedding day in the hands of someone that don't even have a contract for it. No, we're going to have a contract. You have to have a contract. Make sure you and your vendors have a contract. Not only that, make sure your vendors have the credentials that are required. Some venues want your vendors to be licensed and assured. You want to make sure that this person is about their business. You want to make sure they have the proper license. You want to make sure that they are going to show up and show out. You want to check their reviews, their testimonies. You want to get the word of mouth, referrals, all that good stuff. So you want to make sure these people are up and up and that they are going to do what it is that you need them to do when the time presents itself. So yes, you need to have a contract. I don't care if it is, your godmother. I don't care if it is somebody who you've known for 15 years. With something like this, you definitely want to have the proper paperwork in place. And me being a vendor, I'm not going to be offended if a cousin of mine wants a contract. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a contract regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be second nature for me is to present you with a contract. So definitely get a contract in place, and then definitely make sure they are licensed and on insured. Again, I'm an officiant as well, and to cut back on some of the questions about getting my license. If I'm a licensed person, I put it on my website. Ain't nothing to hide. What's to hide? Go to my website. Go look underneath it. Go to let'shostevents.com. You're going to see rights to marry tab. You clicked on, you're going to see a copy, a PDF file of what the courts gave me. Verbatim. I didn't hide anything. I ain't block out no names, no nothing. The dates on there and everything. So make sure these people are legit. In the state of Virginia, it's a little more difficult for you to have a legal officiant. So all that stuff you want to take into account. So make sure the person have their credentials, because again, this is a big day and you want to make sure they're straight. And when you get the contract, make sure you look through it and you talk it over with the vendor to make sure you understand exactly what it is that they're going to do. You want to see that if they are the DJ, are they coming to rehearsal? Is that in the contract that they coming to rehearsal? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's not necessary for a DJ to come to rehearsal, because I had a Bluetooth speaker and just to have the music playing through it during rehearsals for my couple. So it's not necessary, especially if it's an extra fee that may not be in your budget. You don't have to worry about that. So you want to make sure that you understand what's in that contract, that you're not going to have any guesswork when it comes to the vendors you hire. There was one wedding that I did where they hired a day of coordinator, and I was just the officiant of the wedding. And so when the coordinator called me the day of the rehearsal, said, hey, I'm just checking in, make sure you have everything you need. I said, yeah, I'm good, blah, blah, blah. But I talked to the couples, we straight. And I said, yes, I see you this evening. He was like, no, I'm not going to be there. I was like, you're not going to be at the rehearsal? He said, no, I'm just the day of coordinator. I'm just going to be there the day of. I said, oh, okay. And that was it. But then at the rehearsal, the bride and groom was looking for the coordinator to be there, and he was not. And they was looking and looking. I just had to interject for a second. I said, hey, well, I did talk to the coordinator earlier today, and he said he was not going to be at the rehearsal, that he was just going to be at the day of. And they was, of course, upset. And, they thought that, they booked them for the rehearsal, they paid them X amount of money, blah, 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 blah. But he was not there, which was very confusing to me. I don't understand why would a coordinator want to not be there at rehearsal. Like, that would drive me nuts to literally not be. Now, if I'm just there just to assist the coordinator, then I can understand me missing a rehearsal, because then I'm just going to kind of, fill in the gaps. But to be the actually day of coordinator and not to be at rehearsal, that was baffling to me. So, okay. So again, just to recap, this video is just talking about hiring vendors. When should you hire vendors, and what should you expect from vendors? Of course, you need to expect professionalism, punctuality. You don't tell me, so my wedding started at 5 and you're the caterer and you're not going to get there till 3. We're not doing that. You know how many things can go wrong when you trying to do catering? No, you need to be there well in advance to make sure everything is going, scheduled to plan. And of course, when you are, especially in this business, to be on time is to be late. You know what I'm saying? So if it started at 3 o'clock and you're supposed to be there at 3, if you get there at 3, you're late. You need to be there earlier. Okay? So you want to make sure that the They are professional. They are dressing the par. I done seen vendors at weddings that it is baffling to me. Now, I understand if you're a decorator or you're somebody who's working completely behind the scenes and you're not going to be seen at somebody's wedding day, that's fine. If you have a rehearsal and you dress in a certain kind of way, that's fine. But literally the day of the wedding, for you to come looking disheveled, to come wearing T-shirts, to not have your clothes ironed, I'm not saying you have to wear a 3-piece tuxedo or you need to have on, a full dress down to the floor and some heels. But you definitely need to be professional. So I say, how can you be the coordinator? You showing your face. And again, it's not behind the scene. This is literally when people walking down the aisle, you running back and forth, getting things straight, and you dress like that. No, so that's something else I think should be discussed. Again, they don't have to, wear the same colors of the wedding party or dress like the wedding party, the bride and groom, anything like that. But they need to look professional. Have on some slacks or, a collared shirt, maybe a button-up shirt, a blazer, something to set you apart to let you know you are a part of the staff. You are professional, well-groomed. It's stuff that you shouldn't have to discuss with grown people. Like, they should know to make sure your clothes are ironed before you leave the house. Like, stuff is baffling to me. But again, when you are planning your wedding, you want to make sure you book your venue as soon as possible. As soon as possible, especially when it's one of the peak seasons that you want to have your wedding, the October, September, May, April, June, sometimes July-ish, or if you want to have it during a major holiday like a Christmas or New Year's, you want to book your venue as soon as possible, at least 12 months in advance. Again, it don't really take you 12 months to plan a wedding, but I am just gauging everything off a 12-month planning period. If it's taking you 12 months to plan your wedding, the first vendor you want to book is the venue. After you book the venue, then 6 to 9 months out, you want to start booking the vendors. Again, sometimes the vendors are going to come with the venue. You might have a couple of vendors that come with the venue. You might have, if you have a space, you might have an officiant maybe, or a decorator. You could have an in-house caterer that they require you to have. That's another thing you need to check and see if the venue have will allow outside vendors, because some venues have just a preferred vendor list, and so you have to be on the list in order to come and work at that venue. And if you are not, then they don't allow, or you have to pay an extra fee. So that's just another tip when you're booking your venue. Vendors, you want to make sure you get a contract with your vendors. You want to make sure you understand what's in the contract. You want to make sure that they understand to be punctual is very, very important, and to make sure they dress the part. You want to make sure they have the correct license, insurance, and all that good stuff, because this is a big wedding day, and hopefully it's like the only wedding day you're going to have. You want to do this one time. We're going to do it big, and we're going to do it right. We want to make sure we show up and we show out. And again, with these things in place, it don't mean that your vendors have to be a stick in the mud. You can still have on some slacks and a button-up shirt, and you can still be a DJ, the MC on the mic, and still, be the turn-up person on a wedding day. That don't mean that you can't turn up. That don't mean you can't have a good time. It don't mean that you can't be down to earth with your couple and the people that's around it. All that stuff definitely needs to happen. But you definitely need to be professional at the same time, because there's a time and place for everything. Once the reception starts, let your hair down, relax. But leading up to the reception, we want to make sure you are professional, you're on time, you are courteous, all that good stuff. You want to make sure that you understand payment schedules in the contracts, and all of this is another reason why it's very important for you to have a contract. Understand what the contract says. You want to make sure you understand when you're supposed to make payments, the deposit requirements, all that good stuff. So this video is just to remind you all what to expect, what you should expect when you are booking vendors. And don't worry, y'all. Sometime next month, I am hoping to drop a planning manual for just for this. It's going to be a DIY guide that you can have along with your planner, because I always recommend you to get a planner. But I understand sometimes it's not in couples' budgets, or they prefer not to get a planner for whatever reason. So this guide is going to help you, going to walk you through step A through Z in planning your wedding. It's going to have all the bells and whistles that I'm talking about. It's going to break it down. It's going to have, you're going to be able to write in your guest list, write in your vendors. I have a guide in there that you can check off when you're going through your venue. When you're doing your venue walkthrough, different things you need to check on, like parking. Is it an indoor or outdoor space? Does it allow outdoor vendors? And you can check it off on your list. So all that stuff is going to be included in this guide. I'm so very excited. I'm still working on it. I'm on the editing process of it and trying to get it over to print so I can have it by the end of the engagement season. That is my goal. So hopefully sometime next month, you all please look out for it. And also, if you or someone you know who's engaged and you want to learn ways that you can save money on planning your wedding, don't forget, we still have this book out. How to Jump the Broom Without Falling into Debt. Yes, it is written by yours truly with the help of some of my great vendor friends that I have met over the last almost decade that I've been in this business, that can give you all kind of tips on how to plan this great, beautiful wedding that's going to also keep you cost efficient so you don't have to worry about breaking the bank. Even if you have a budget for it, it still gives you ways that you can cut costs or different suggestions on different ways of doing things that you might not even thought of when it comes to your wedding, just to make your wedding stand out a little bit. So yes, I definitely would say make sure you get this book. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. And it's no other way around it. You just definitely can't go wrong. It's going to break down all these tips. It has, I have a video, go back on my YouTube page, look at my video. It breaks down this book. It tells you why you need to get this book. It gives you the tips and trades on what makes this book so great. Get it. Just get the book. Get the book, okay? Get the book. You need it. If you are a vendor, get the book. Get the book to give to some of your people. Hit me up. We can talk about wholesale deals. You know what I'm saying? But you need this book. You need it because some people just don't know how to cut costs without it making it look like they cut costs. You can have a budget-friendly wedding without it looking like that you didn't pay a whole lot of money. You have seen them people who can go to, let's say, a TJ Maxx and can get an outfit and you don't know it's from TJ Maxx, because once they put it on and once they get everything together, they just fill it all out and it just look amazing. And you would have no idea that they actually shopped at TJ Maxx or Marshalls or a Home Goods for this look, And even with some people decorate, they are able to decorate in ways that you be like, wow, like, where did you get this from? And they were like, oh, well, I got it from Hobby Lobby. Like, Hobby Lobby, you would think that they got it from somewhere grandiose, but it don't have to be like that. So that's what this book is about. It's for you to have that wedding where people walk in and be like, wow, this is amazing. Like, how did you do that? Be like, oh, well, we just A, B, and C. They be like, what? I never even thought about doing that. Be like, yeah, you know what? I got the tip from How to Jump the Broom Without Falling into Debt. I never thought that, like, hey, instead of me going and making custom colors for my wedding, let me just go and get, a navy blue and just add some accents of golds and silvers just to, add some little accents. But then you cutting costs, because if you're not going to get a color like this that a lot of the vendors don't have already in stock and they have to order it personally, then guess what? That's an extra price that you have to pay because they have to now order. They don't have it in stock. So you're not paying them just to rent their items. You're paying them to go and outsource something else and to rent it from them. So just a little tidbit of advice. And I gave you that all for free, okay? So again, you want to book your vendors at least 6 to 9 months before your wedding day. You want to make sure they are licensed and insured. You want to make sure you have a contract with them. You want to make sure you understand what's in the contract. And you also want to make sure that these people are going to be punctual. They're going to be respectful. They are going to take your wedding day as serious as you are, okay? That is Kiki coming through to give you a Let's Toast to Thursday edition. Thank you so much for joining. Again, if you have not already, please like, comment, subscribe to this channel. I plan on continuing to dropping all kind of videos to help you all in your planning process, okay? And as always, love life and let's toast.